Rebel Sokocha here at the 2025 Cattle Industry Convention in San Antonio, and I am joined by Dr. Kathy Simmons, Chief Veterinarian for NCBA. There's been a lot of talk about the New World screwworm this week. Give us a high-level update on the status of those worms and what things are looking like.
Well, thanks, Rebel, for the opportunity to get the information out. We have not had New World screwworm since 1966 when we eradicated it, and our neighbors in Mexico eradicated it in 1991. We pushed it all the way back through Central America into Panama, where we have a sterile insect program, and we have a production facility, Panama and the United States together, that produces sterile male flies. And this is how we control a biological barrier for these screwworm flies. The sterile males are released if we have an outbreak or an infestation, and they mate with the females who only mate once. The eggs are infertile, and eventually the population dies out. Unfortunately, we have not been able to stop the spread recently in the last year or so through Central America, all the way to Guatemala, which borders Mexico. And then we had a New World screwworm get into Mexico in Chiapas and Campeche. And both of those places are along the border. Well, it is a reportable foreign animal disease, and we don't want it. So the United States, when our trading partners in Mexico declared that they had it to us, we immediately closed the border to all cattle and animal movements. And so it has only been yesterday that we were able to open the border again. The first round of cattle came through Santa Teresa. We have 2 border ports that we're using in Chihuahua and Sonora. We're very gradually bringing cattle back through with very strict mitigation measures that are taking place in Mexico and the United States to ensure that all the cattle coming in are clean.
Well, we've certainly dealt with this problem before many years ago, but what are the mitigation strategies like this time around, and what did we learn from the first go-round with these worms?
Well, we learned that it's a nasty and harmful pest. That's the first thing we learned, and that we need to be vigilant. These flies like to lay their eggs around wounds on animals or at the body orifices, the nose, the ears, the genitalia. So we have to examine the cattle coming over for any wounds. These cattle are sprayed with an insecticidal spray. And we, if they have wounds, those have to be treated, and the animals are pulled from, coming over for export. We treat 3 to 5 days prior with ivermectin, which is an agent that's antiparasitic, and we have to have that 3 to 5 day period because these larvae are buried deep into the skin. So in order to ensure that we have a good kill, we do that. We have inspections on both sides of the border, probably about twice by Seneca veterinarians in Mexico and twice by USDA APHIS veterinarians, one on the Mexican side, one on the U.S. side.
So as you monitor this issue very closely, what are some concerns or maybe even hopeful points as you evaluate the situation looking ahead?
Well, we're hopeful that we can push these flies back to the original biological barrier that we had in the Darien Gap, which is up there between Panama and South America. It is endemic in Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and some countries in South America. We would like to get Central America free of the disease so that we can ensure that the flies do not move rapidly towards Mexico or the United States. So what we're hoping to do is we're hoping to increase our sterile insect population production. There's no way to increase it in Panama because we're, I think, at maximum capacity at 100 million flies a week, but we're looking at maybe establishing production plants, maybe in the United States, maybe in Mexico, and also looking to reinforce the dispersal centers for flies that we have in Central America.
Certainly. Well, attacking New World screwworm has taken a lot of your time and energy here recently, but what are some other diseases that you see emerging that you have your eye on?
Well, of course, we're watching our folks in the dairy industry with H5N1. We know that they're getting a lot more information on that disease now that we're doing the national milk testing strategy. And we have a lot of research that's being done at some of the universities. We're still learning about transmission. We're trying to get more data on prevalence. Where strict biosecurity has been the rule with this disease. So far, as far as beef cattle are concerned, we have not seen any beef cattle that are clinically ill with this disease. And we can say with good confidence, thanks to the work that was done by USDA and FDA, that our meat and milk are safe to eat.
Fantastic. Well, once again, that's Dr. Cathy Simmons, Chief Veterinarian for the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. Coverage of CattleCon 2025 is brought to you by the Nebraska Cattlemen. I'm Rebel Seclocher reporting.